I don't know if you guys checked out our feed, but saw that today I really want to talk about our proudest moments, and that doesn't mean they have to be these huge things and anything momentous or grand. Sometimes some of the smallest things can be some of our proudest moments. Certainly a proud moment for me was making kombucha. Don't laugh, that's a huge thing for me. I don't really cook much, but for me on a business level, my three proudest things that we did this year is the global expansion, which is really something I was looking forward to, and being able to bring the brand to more people all over the world. And really, this has always been about empowerment, and that wasn't confined to the United States. So really proud that we are expanding and more people around the world are able to have access to our brand. So that's something I'm really proud of. I'm also really proud of the work that we started to do with ARDA, which is the American Autoimmune Related Disease Association. We did some fundraisers, really bringing more awareness, and I'm excited to say that you'll see more of that going into 2020. It's an association that is very near and dear to me, as I struggle with multiple autoimmune issues, and there's just so little that is known, and so many people are affected, more than 50 million in the United States alone. So we're really excited to bring more awareness to autoimmune in 2020. I'm also really excited about Mindful Mondays. I know we didn't start it that long ago, but the response has been overwhelming. You guys tune in every week and really interact with me. I'm just honored by it, and I'm honored by the work that we get to do together. This is much for me, as I hope that you guys get out of it. So excited to continue this and even bring it to a larger stage going forward. So more on that in 2020. So those are the things that I'm really proud about, as this year comes to a close. Things that I didn't share was, I'm really proud of my kids. They are doing phenomenally in their own right, just socially and in school, and just so proud of everything that they continue to accomplish. My son is at CU Boulder and just coming into himself and just enjoying his independence and doing really well in school. And my daughter, Emily, who you guys know because she's off and on here, she is just doing just beautifully in school and just really taking her art to a new level. I'm just so proud of her and the woman that she's becoming. And then my little Samaya, who you guys don't see on here often because she's too young to make some decisions about what social means to her. She's just blossoming. I cannot believe how tall she is, and just, oh my God, so many snuggles, and just love watching her grow. For those of you who don't know, my goddaughter Samaya has lived with me for the past 8.5 years. So she's just the biggest blessing and to my family. And so I'm just so proud to watch her grow into this young lady. I mean, she's no longer a baby. I can't even believe it. Oh my gosh. So anyway, those are the personal things that I'm really proud of. And as I always say, my biggest accomplishments, no matter what I do with Indie Lee, will always be my children. So sharing a little bit with that. I want to hear what your accomplishments. We left it on our feed with like something you can actually like share or screenshot and then type in and share on your stories. But I want to know about what your proudest moments are. A couple of you shared how you're bringing mindfulness into your classes. Someone said that they are just getting over, they had lost a son and now being more mindful, even though it was many years ago, which I just thought so beautiful that you shared on our feed. So Jody, thank you for that. Just so many beautiful things that were left. And so I really want to hear what your proudest moments, and they don't have to be these big grand things. It could be that I finished classes, or I finally finished a sculpture I wanted to make. I want this to be about a relationship that we're building together as a community. So please sound off below what your proudest moments are. Also, checking in, how were the holidays? I mean, I know we have the big one coming up, but in terms of New Year's, but how are your holidays? Whether you're celebrating Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, how were they? Were they meaningful for you beyond the gift giving? Did you get to spend that quality time with the family and friends that fill you up? And that's a big thing that we're going to talk about in 2020, is attracting more that fills your cup versus draining it. And so just want to hear how that went. So let me know, DM me if it's personal. This is about creating community. I'll share, I had a small, it wasn't huge, I had about 20 people at my house for Christmas. I celebrate both holidays. So that was great. I got to have my family over and just spend time with them. Although as someone who's hosting, I feel like I'm constantly going. I'm not really spending as much time with people, both the family and friends. And then yesterday I went and saw my nieces for Hanukkah, which was really great too, since they are no longer just living home. One of them goes to school in BU. Shout out to Jillian. I'm so proud of you. She's an opera student. And then my oldest niece, Sydney, now moves to LA. So she was home just for a few days. So I got to give her big hugs. Anybody who's been at masterclasses in Credo, she was at their last one. So maybe you met her. So it's just great, just incredible to spend time with family. So kind of just wanted to check in and how did it go for you guys? So let me know. Just looking at my notes. Oh yeah, I wanted to kind of dive into this whole thing about accomplishments. That's what it was. Guys, again, I go back to, we obsess about some of the being the best and having to be perfect and all those things, especially in an Instagram, social media friendly, curated world. And I mean, I don't think that's really reality. I mean, I don't think there is any perfect, right? I just don't believe in that statement. I think that we are all perfectly imperfect, but don't overlook accomplishments because it wasn't perfect, right? Give yourself credit, whether you got to be in a class because it was really hard and it was challenging. Sorry, I'm moving around, but I'm getting comfortable on my sofa. But that's an accomplishment. Sometimes getting through the day, a really tough day, is an accomplishment. And don't not acknowledge that. Like, it's okay to have a tough day and realize I just want to get through this and smile at the end of the day, or just crawl into my bed. Like, those things, I'm not saying you should shy away and not enjoy life to the fullest, but own that not every day is going to be perfect. And just that acknowledgement, I think, is an accomplishment. So just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. And, we constantly feel that we need to be validated by others, and especially on social media, by how many likes or how much engagement. And that's not the point of this. The point of life is to live it fully. And that's why Mindful Mondays are so important to me. It's just a reminder for us together that it's okay to live a life that sometimes can be messy. I mean, that's the purpose. You don't learn from your successes, right? And that the material things, perfection, all those things aren't going to necessarily make you happy. Only you can make yourself happy. And I've talked about that. But just continuing on that same theme, I always said, when we want things, what does that get us? More wanting, right? So again, as part of being present, think less about wanting, but being appreciative of everything that you have in your life. And it's incredible what happens when you have that mindset and adopt that mindset. More often than not, that magic truly unfolds. And I know you guys are going, oh, Indy, you're like, what are you talking about? But trust me, things I never thought would be possible, including being alive here today, happened, I truly believe, because of the mindset that I kept and being fully present and enjoying every moment and not looking for external validation or things to make me happy, but really looking within to find that happiness. And that's part of why I want what Mindful Mondays to be about, is to finding that joy and that spark in your life and realizing that you have the choice to do it in every moment. So again, continuing that dialogue. So what else did I want to talk about? I'm like reading my notes to make sure that I don't miss out on anything. Yeah, there's another note, and Michelle helps me. By the way, if you guys don't know, Michelle is our community manager. She's amazing. I absolutely love having her part of my team, and she helps me with the Mindful Mondays. She and I are really simpatico on this, and so we kind of go back and forth and write up notes so that I make sure I can stay on task. But something that she put on here was how we're pressured by society to constantly meet standards and timelines that don't always align with our personal story and timeline. And I couldn't agree with that more. And I think that's a really important thing to absorb. So I'm going to read it again, that we often feel pressured by society and constantly meeting standards and timelines that don't always align with what our personal story and timeline is about. So a perfect example is, you know what, sometimes you're not going to finish college in 4 years. There's no rule that says that's what's mandatory. Sometimes it takes 5 years. Sometimes it takes 6 years. Sometimes it takes 8 because maybe you're working while you're doing it. There is no standard here. This is your life, and it should be lived on your terms and not by what society dictates. Now, that doesn't mean I think you should go out there and create like felonies and things like that. I'm coming from a place of being, from ethics and morals and stuff like that. But it does mean don't live your life according to what other people want. Live it according to what makes you happy and brings you joy. I would say that doesn't harm people in the process. I just think that we just put so much pressure on ourselves. And at the end of the day, what is that pressure doing, right? It's not bringing joy to yourself. It's not going to change the circumstances. It's just putting more stress, and you're missing out on things. Time is the most precious gift we have. For once it's gone, we cannot get it back. And that's what Mindful Mondays truly is about. And so that taking and making joy in every moment. So, also want to challenge you guys, right? I'm really asking you to share your 3 proudest moments for 2019, if you haven't already. Do it with your friends and family. I think it's really interesting to talk about, especially as you're going into your New Year's Eve celebrations. Have that conversation. Like, what are you proud of? It doesn't have to be these grand things, but share. I think it's great when you share these things with others because they get to know you more and at a deeper level. And I think it's important for you to acknowledge everything you've accomplished in a year, and it could be in a week. Also, I love to have mantras, right? So, and self-affirmations. Yes, I'm very woo-woo. I know you guys know this at this point, but, put some moments like that to you. That didn't make any sense. Create some mantras like, I look forward to being more present every day, or thank you, universe, for helping me live with joy. Right? Those are mantras, just things that are going to resonate with you and give you that feeling of, warmth every day. I love to do them in the morning and night. And it's really a moment of gratitude. For me, that's what my mantras are. It's not I want, it's not I wish, it's I would like, it's thank you or appreciation. Again, as I always say, when you want something, what do you get? More wanting. When you're waiting for something, what are you going to get? More waiting. Go out there, do. So I'd also say, don't make your accomplishments or things that you did insignificant by putting caveats. Like, I did XYZ, but it could have been better, right? Or I did this, but. Don't put a but. Own it. Say something with confidence. Like how I said, I'm so excited that we started to create awareness for ARDA. Now, an opposite could have said, I'm excited that we started stuff with ARDA, but it wasn't enough, or we could have done more. Instead of saying, I'm really excited that we started to work with ARDA, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to create together in 2020. See the difference? It's subtle, but believe it or not, it's significant. And remember, the universe is listening. So don't say, I got a B in a class, but I should have gotten an A. Say, I worked really hard and I earned that B, and I'm really excited and I can't wait to see what next semester is going to bring. Don't limit and don't put parameters on your successes and your accomplishments. Own them and be proud of yourself. So excited to hear that. I want to hear what your mantras are. I want to hear what your accomplishments are. I want to have them in a proud statement. And I want to remind you that, again, mindfulness is something that takes time, and it's done over years of practice. It doesn't happen overnight. Remember, this is a journey we're on together, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with you more in 2020. Love you all. DM me, really want to stay connected, and cheers to 2020. I know it's going to be an amazing, amazing ride together.